이게 어이없이 웃기다니까? 어? 어우!
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. The title Jikook's live broadcast feels different this time. Jungkook and Jimin don't even try to hide it. Isn't just baseless emotional clickbait. Rather, it stems from a series of small but consistent moments that occur during their live broadcast, which, when considered as a whole, form a larger, hard-to-ignore narrative. This isn't about overblown claims, but about how two people who have been together for over a decade demonstrate a closeness that can no longer be hidden by neutral words or professional smiles. This isn't the first time Jikook has done a live broadcast like this, but this time it feels different. There's a clear shift in energy. The way Jungkook speaks, the way Jimin listens, even the silent pauses between them feel too comfortable to be mere coincidence. They no longer seem like two idols maintaining an image in front of the camera, but more like two people who have forgotten the world is watching. This is why many fans feel the broadcast is a small window into their usually tightly closed lives. One of the most striking things is how naturally Jungkook aligns himself with Jimin. His gaze repeatedly returns to Jimin, not as a habit for the camera, but as someone seeking emotional validation from the person he trusts most. Even when Jimin isn't speaking, his presence is felt in the way Jungkook adjusts his tone of voice, his tempo, and his facial expressions. This isn't something easily engineered, as such reactions stem from a deep emotional attachment. Jimin, on the other hand, displays a more subtle but equally powerful form of closeness. He doesn't need to touch or say too much to show that Jungkook is the center of his attention. The way Jimin smiles faintly when Jungkook speaks, the way he nods slowly as if understanding Jungkook's meaning even before his sentence is finished, all create the impression that they share a language only the two of them understand. A language that doesn't need to be translated for the camera, but feels more honest because of it. Many wonder, could all of this just be fan service? It's a fair question, but if we look at the pattern of their relationship over the long term, the answer becomes increasingly unclear. Fan service is usually measured, has a time limit, and stops when the cameras turn off. However, what was seen in this live broadcast was quite the opposite. There was no attempt to sell any particular moment. There were no overreactions. Instead, there was a comfort that was too real to be polished as a strategy. What made this live broadcast even more compelling was how they discussed the details of everyday life. The way Jungkook mentioned his routine, and then Jimin added details, seemed to suggest he knew exactly how Jungkook's day went. This raised a natural question in the viewer's mind. How could someone know such details if they didn't share space, time, and habits? There was no explicit statement that they lived together or did everything together, but those little snippets spoke louder than any clarification. Jungkook's expressions when Jimin joked or teased were also a highlight. His smile wasn't the polite, public smile, but rather the reflexive smile that appears when someone feels safe. There was even a moment when Jungkook was seen holding back laughter, then looking down slightly, a reaction often seen when feelings are too transparent. Jimin seemed to realize this, but instead of distancing himself, he relaxed even more, as if he no longer felt the need to maintain distance. This live broadcast also displayed a mature dynamic. There was no awkwardness, no need to fill every second with words. They were comfortable with silence. In the entertainment world, silence is often considered the enemy, but for two truly close people, silence is actually a sign of trust. They weren't afraid of being seen as boring, because their focus wasn't on the audience, but on being together. The fans' reaction was not without reason. Many felt that the live broadcast felt like home, not a stage. There was a warmth that was hard to describe, but easy to feel. Even normally neutral viewers began to question the boundaries between their professional and personal relationship. Not because of any explicit hints, but because the overall atmosphere felt too intimate to ignore. It's important to note that there wasn't a single direct statement confirming anything verbally. Yet, that's precisely what their mere presence with each other is enough. In relationship psychology, true closeness is often seen in small, unconscious gestures, not grand, planned declarations.
우리 파팅도 열래 다시?
나는 배우고 싶다고 너한테 어젠가 그제 얘기했잖아.
언제?
내 말 좀 들어줘.
어제?
If we look back on their journey since their debut, this pattern has actually been established for a long time. Jungkook always seems most relaxed when he's around Jimin. Jimin has always been the most consistently emotionally supportive of Jungkook. This live broadcast only clarified what had always been implied. As they grew older and matured, the relationship didn't fade. Instead, it grew calmer and deeper. For some, it might be easy to say that this was all just fan interpretation. However, interpretation arises from repeated and consistent emotional data. It's impossible for millions of people to feel the same way from a single interaction if there wasn't something truly authentic. This live broadcast served as a kind of meeting point between what fans have felt for years and what is finally being revealed more openly. Ultimately, Jikook's live broadcast wasn't about proving their status or labeling their relationship. It was about seeing two people choosing to share a safe space amidst the immense pressures of the industry. Whether they called it or not, the togetherness was real. The way they supported each other, understood each other, and were there without needing to explain anything was at the heart of all the reactions. Perhaps this is why many felt like this live broadcast was a silent confirmation. Not a confirmation made public, but one that happened naturally because they were no longer trying to hide their comfort. In a world full of constructed images, this kind of emotional honesty felt rare and precious. And for those watching with an open heart, the answer felt clear enough without being forced. And perhaps, in the end, we don't really need confessions or big words to understand what's happening between Jungkook and Jimin. Sometimes, the truth lies in the way someone looks at us, in the small pauses between sentences, in the unfeigned comfort. This live broadcast wasn't about proving anything to the world, but rather about the simple moments they unconsciously shared, and that's what made it feel so real. Everyone has a different perspective, and that's okay. But one thing that's hard to deny is that what we saw wasn't a cold or distant relationship. There was warmth, there was trust, and there was a closeness that grew over time. Whether you call it a deep friendship, an emotional bond, or something more personal, it all boils down to one thing. They were genuinely present. If you felt the same way while watching this live, you're not alone. Many of us caught that feeling, not because we wanted to force a narrative, but because what we saw was truly touching. So now, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think this moment truly means? Did you feel the same closeness? Or did you see it from a different perspective? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section, but be respectful. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to continue following Jikook's deeper discussions, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.